Hey everybody, before we get into our video, just want to remind everybody again about the giveaway going on our Facebook page. It's going to go almost through the entire month of October. Drawing will be October 30th. Make sure to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoxPopNBeauty, and check out the post. Follow the 5 easy steps. Get yourself a chance to win some awesome giveaway prizes. Are you going to sing again?
Forgot my song. Don't remember. Give it away.
There it
Give
is.
it away now.
Anyway, go enter and share it and enjoy this video. Thanks, everyone. Oh, I have to get that yawn out of there, huh? She's excited.
Stoked.
Hey, everybody. We're Box Pop and Beauty. I'm Michael.
I'm Kendall.
And today we're going to just show you kind of our haul from Comic-Con. We went to Rose City Comic-Con in Portland, Oregon. It was our first major Comic-Con. We've done some little local ones here where we live. But this is the first major one. So, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff just to kind of go through and show you guys. Tell you some fun stories and, yeah, have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, so first off, I will link below, but we were actually in a video at Comic-Con we found a comic book mystery box by this company called Aftershock. This box is so heavy.
It is massive.
It's really heavy. Anyway, I will leave a link below. We're not going to go back through this. It's really cool. It has a graded comic in it, a bunch of number ones from this company. Really cool mystery box. I will leave a link below where you can find that video on Facebook. Really fun. Another thing that we did, JSA, James Spence Authentication Service, and as Half Geek would say, the leading third-party authenticator in the world. And then he would say in the world again in a very... I'm not going to try to mimic it. He's the one and only. He can do it.
Third what?
Third party.
Oh, I don't think you said party.
I didn't? No. Leading third party. Anyway, they are there. We took 2 things to them to get authenticated. One of those being a signed comic book signed by Penn and Teller. And so they were at the con, paid them some money. They confirmed that these are authentic signatures, and then they guarantee it. We had that done. And then one of my favorites, a blueprint print. A print of a blueprint.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks. This one is signed by Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith. I love the inscription on this. He helped me, which was huge from this scene. Hopefully you guys have seen Saw. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing with your life. We'll start off with... Oh, one other cool thing to show you guys. We didn't buy too much from Artist Alley. They have a lot of local artists. However, we did buy this really cool book. I can talk. We bought this cool book. You want to tell them about it?
Well, Michael can't tell you about it because he was completely wrong about it when we bought it. But basically, this guy took names of groups of animals, actual names of groups of animals, and made up fictional stories about what those groups of animals might do.
So they're
so there's funny names of groups of animals.
A band of gorillas, which apparently is what a real group of gorillas is called. I did not know this. Anyway, Kendall and I have we've had since kind of soon after we got together. We've had what we call the baby box for when we do have a kid. We just put things that we find that we like in it. So we did get this, and we asked the artist to sign it, and we didn't know this till we got back, but he signed it really cute. He signed it to the baby box. So, really cool find. Really like that. But now what you guys are here for, the big autographs we got. Do you want to start off with your big one, or you want to save it?
We'll save it.
Save it? All right. Kendall and I love the CW DC superhero shows. This was actually a late addition to the con, but we got a 8x10. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a Funko Pop, which I think is a travesty. I mean, like every other character on the show has one, except for him. But this Colton Haynes signed Arsenal from Arrow. This guy, really cool, really personable. He just talked to you like he'd be talking to anybody on the street. We asked him some questions since he was in American Horror Story, which is one of our favorite shows. Asked him about Evan Peters, and just the way that he described, it would be like you asking somebody about their day that day. He just talked to you like he was a fan, and it was just really cool.
Yeah, and his relationship with Sarah Paulson, he said that they became really good friends on the show, and he just talked to us like he was telling his cousins or something about his experiences on set. It was really cool.
And if you want a spoiler alert, because he gave us a spoiler, if you don't want one, skip ahead. We'll wait.
That's not helpful.
Oh, that isn't helpful. Okay. If you don't want to know a spoiler, skip ahead. If you do want to know a spoiler, you shouldn't have skipped, because now here comes the spoiler. He told us he's filming for the 8th season, but he doesn't know yet if he's going to be in the ultimate crossover that they do. He wants to be in it because he hasn't been in one yet, but he did give us a little spoiler. Well, I had to say it because he couldn't say it, but when I said it, he was like, yeah, you're right. So he is filming. He's going to be in it. So it was kind of fun. During the Zobi Quality Control sale, I was able to pick up, I'm going to cover up this autograph. I was able to pick up this signed by Mina. This was signed from Zobi. You can see it right there, Zobi's own authentication. But while we were there, Shannon Elizabeth was there. So we had Shannon Elizabeth add to it. She was very, very nice.
Yeah, she wasn't, she was nice. She wasn't as chatty.
No.
Necessarily. You could tell that she's done this tons and tons of times. And I think she might have her guard up a little bit because of the types of people that she meets, probably.
She didn't have a lot of. There was no line. Like when we went to her, nobody was there for her. So we kind of. I mean, we knew that we wanted to get her autograph, but we kind of went up there because we felt, a little bad.
She was nice though.
She was very nice. Let's do your big 8x10 before we get to all the Funko Pops.
Okay.
You want to lead this one in?
So, as I say in almost every video, I am Bette Midler's #1 fan ever in the history of fans ever. And because of that, I'm a huge Hocus Pocus fan. And at this convention was the person that voiced Zachary Binks, which is the cat in Hocus Pocus.
Jason Marsden.
He's
also known for Goofy Movie.
He was also, he was Max in Goofy Movie. I was just a movie.
Movie.
The Goofy Movie. And he was a pleasant surprise.
He was pleasantly, surprisingly short.
He was really short. At first, when we walked up to the booth, I didn't actually know that I had already seen him. I kind of looked right over him. But he pulled out a puppet.
Now, he goes, I only normally do this for kids. But she was so excited to meet somebody from Hocus Pocus.
Yes. He did talk to me as Thackeray, so now I can say that I've talked to Thackeray myself.
He pulled out a cat puppet and literally talked to her.
The flesh.
And then he signed it to her, personalized. No virgins, so says Zachary Binks. And he was
since
extremely
I'm
nice.
obviously still a virgin, I can own that. And
I'm also really young.
And he said that I was pretty.
He did say you were pretty. He had a little, you could tell he got a little crush on her.
It was so amazing. It was such a good experience.
It was fun.
So that was like the highlight of the whole thing for me. But
we'll show you guys our photo really quick. We were there with our friend Faith. Shout out to Faith. Hi, Faith. So we did get a photo. We couldn't pass up this opportunity with Wallace, Shawn, Cary, Elwes, and Chris Sarandon. Got an awesome photo. Cast of Princess Bride, one of the greatest movies of all time. And spoiler alert, we did get autographed pops from them. Let's start off with, I have a coworker whose daughter is a huge My Hero Academia fan. I'm not, but it's not that I don't like it. I just never watched it. I've always, from when I was younger, I watched Dragon Ball Z. I kind of was into Dragon Ball, and I don't know why I just never got into any other anime. However, she's a huge My Hero Academia fan, and Monica Rial and Justin Briner were at the show. They were so nice. Not just to us, but to all of their fans. It was great to see them, the way that they interacted with their fans. So we got, this is Sue. And I told both Monica Rial and Justin Briner what these were for. And when the moment I told them that they were for a young fan, they went nuts. So they personalized it to Emma. And then she wrote that inscription there. She also wrote on the side, plus Ultra. And then on top of that, for no extra, she let me take a photo of her holding the signed pop, which was...
And everybody else that, like, if you did a selfie or something with them,
they all charged.
They all charged, like, $100 extra.
These guys were great. Like that, so. They were coming out, giving people hugs. I know that the anime... what's it called? The community is big, and these voice actors really treat, at least these ones, really treat their people really well. Here is Deku, who is Justin Briner, and he did the same thing. He personalized it to her, said, you can become a hero. He did plus ultra, and then he also was totally cool with letting me do a photo for her. We still got them authenticated, but she gets to now put a face with the voice on who does it. So that's really, really cool. Monica Rial for me, again being Dragon Ball Z, Monica Rial voices Bulma. And even for me, not being a young female fan, she still treated me really, really cool. So I got her to sign a Bulma pop. And she actually double quoted it. She put, I love Vegeta sometimes. She actually did a lot. She put a quote. She put the character named Bulma. And then on the side, she put, I'm too young and pretty to die. And again, JSA authenticated all of these. Do you want to go to the worst celebrity we met? Just get him out of the way.
Yeah.
She's got a lot to say about this guy.
What a douche.
He wasn't bad.
You keep saying that.
He wasn't bad. He was the only... So we pre-bought almost every one of these autographs. We pre-bought them. Rose City Comic Con lets you pre-buy. We pre-bought all of them. Nobody upcharged us for bringing Funko Pops. And not only did I bring Funko Pops, but I also folded the boxes flat. So there's no difference in signing these than there would be in signing a photo. Which I do for both transportation ease because it's hard to carry around all these boxes. But it also makes it easier on them to sign them. That didn't matter though. So we're talking about the one, the only, Lou Ferrigno. And so his autograph was $40. However, to sign this, he wanted $100. Tim Curry charges $100 for his autograph. Another autograph you're going to see, I'll show you next. who is much bigger than Lou Ferrigno, charges $80 for their autograph. Robert Englund, the legend, charges $100 for his autograph. Lou Ferrigno has no right to charge $100 for his autograph. However, because I said I didn't care if he put to Michael on it, he only charged me an extra $20 for this. Still sucked to pay an extra $20, however, better than paying an extra $60, especially since I had already purchased it. And yeah, now I had this. Apparently, he just doesn't want people selling his autograph on Funko Pops for whatever reason. I don't know what his deal is. The JSA guys said that he is very unpredictable.
He wasn't really pleasant to talk to either. He just overall was not. He was like...
He didn't even pretend. She was invisible.
It took everything in him to shake my hand at the end. I did not exist whatsoever through the whole conversation. I was like nobody. So he was just overall very unpleasant. And when you get like a vibe about somebody, just in general, I just got a vibe. I just didn't like him.
He was just he was definitely, like I said, he wasn't bad. He was just, compared to everybody else there, he was bad.
Paled in comparison.
Paled in comparison to everybody else. Let's go to somebody who was really cool for me to meet. When I was growing up, my parents had a video of all of his original music videos, and I used to watch this thing all the time until it broke. The one, the only, Mr. Weird Al Yankovic. And I think it's really cool. His signature is on the pop right there, but then he actually signed it, so it's kind of cool. Matches it.
Yankovic or Yankovic?
Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic.
I thought it was Yankovic.
Well, if you're Czech or Yiddish.
I've always said Yankovic.
Oh, Anyway, really cool. Weird Al. It was awesome to meet him. We took a selfie with him. Yeah, it was just really cool. He seemed, he was nice. He just seemed very tired. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, we didn't know exactly what we wanted him to write on the pop. We didn't have like an exact idea. And so when we were like, just write whatever you want, you can write a quote or like your favorite line from this song or whatever. And he was just like, why don't you just tell me what you want?
Yeah. So a lot of the stars, I went up to them and I said, you do what you want. You're an artist. You do what you want on this. And a lot of them, as you saw with like Monica Rial, Justin Briner, they really took that to heart. They did what they wanted to do. He kind of got flustered by that. He was tired. And this was day one, so I feel bad for him the rest of the days. He just seemed very tired. He didn't really want to think. But he was still very nice. We'll do the trio next. So you saw the photo. So we'll start it off with Mr. Cary Elwes. Now this was fun because a lot of people, probably most people, have him do As You Wish. And so he asked me, he asked, what do you want on the pop? And I said, I'm sure a lot of people have you do As You Wish. I said, what about To the Pain? And he actually really liked that. You could tell. He was like, yeah. And so he put To the Pain. The JSA crew really enjoyed having one To the Pain. And I like also, I didn't notice it until we got home, but you can tell he inscribed and autographed. You can tell he's done it for a pop before because he did it perfectly to fit the actual display. So, really good job on him. We'll do Kendall's favorite next. Actually, we'll save it for one. We'll go to Chris Sarandon. So, Chris Sarandon, he was really cool. Really, really nice guy. He wrote a whole big thing on here. Put, I am the Pumpkin King. Jack. He did it to us. Also, all these colors, by the way, I just want to say, my wife picked all these colors. And if you notice, these autographs really pop. She did a good job. She took time. She looked at every single pop inside the box the way it was. And she told me which color paint pen to have them do. So,
thanks, babe.
Props to her.
You should probably, I don't know if you should explain why he is in the trio. Because it's on a Jack Skellington pop.
Well, he's Chris. So, Chris Sarandon, Prince Humperdinck, also voiced Jack Skellington. And unfortunately, he doesn't have a pop. He doesn't have a Funko Pop. Another person who doesn't have a Funko Pop is Mr. Wallace Shawn. Now, this old cutie patootie.
He's so cute. Cute little doodle.
He was really interesting and incredible to meet. We talked in a previous video about us both being Jewish heritage. When he found that out, he actually got really emotional. I believe he's Jewish as well. He got really emotional, and he started asking us questions about our own personal life. He wanted to know what we did for a living. He wanted to know if we were having a good time, what we had done. He was asking us questions, which I thought was really interesting. And then we were bringing up different roles. Like, I love him currently in the show Young Sheldon. Kendall loved him in Gossip Girl. And he really brightened up for people not talking about Princess Bride, which is interesting. Which I'm sure we did find out that he refuses to write inconceivable on anything. He won't do it.
Which I maintain is because the I and the E thing must get so old.
So anyway, we had him, but he does not have a Princess Bride pop. But if you don't know, he voices. Now, as I said, let me also prep it. As I said before, I give people the pop and I tell them, "You're an artist. You do what you want." This sweet little old guy. So he wrote Roar.
So cute.
And then he continued on the side with his autograph, Wallace Shawn.
It's the best one.
It really is, because it's just so... This just shows kind of... in a weird way, it kind of just reminds us of his personality. I don't care, because it's not going anywhere. This is staying in our collection. This pop, people are going to freak out the fact that I had him sign this pop, because this pop is rare. I don't care. He voiced Rex, obviously, from Toy Story. So, this is great.
He was a real, honest-to-goodness, like, awesome person.
He was.
The only person we met that entire time who asked us who we were as people outside of Comic-Con.
And then when we went back in, so we did the autographs the first day. We went back in for the photo. You can tell he genuinely remembered us. He was so excited to see us. He, like, grabbed our hand. He was just an interesting guy. You really think, like, his emotional response, you think what his life, you know. He's a really, really sweet person. They were, even Faith, our friend Faith, who's been in, who's gone to multiple Comic-Cons, said that the three of them, the way they treated people in the photo op, how nice they were, how talkative they were, she said it was really, really cool to see. Let's see. Let's go with Mr. SHAZAM himself, Zachary Levi. Another really, really just cool, normal guy. I wear loci bracelets. Each color means something different. He had one on. We just started talking about bracelets. He found out that from talking about bracelets, we talked about this one that I have here that was tied by a Buddhist monk in Thailand. We started talking about Thailand. Just a really, like I said, again, just like talking to like a normal guy. Like, he was actually like jealous that we had gone to Thailand and he hasn't been to Thailand yet. Now he's extremely busy, but really cool. Really like his signature. It's just very clean. You know who it is. Mm-hmm. You have anything to say about that, good old Zach?
No, it was a good experience.
Now to the three best experiences we had. I'm actually going to leave... I don't know, I'll do this one next. This is probably the best experience we had going into... And it's hard to explain, but Mr. Ricky Whittle who played Lincoln in 300 or in the 100, and Shadow Moon in American Gods. If you've never been to a Comic-Con before, they are, for people attending, they're exhausting. I can't imagine what they're like for the signers. Ricky Whittle, so they have a table. Most of the people are behind the table signing stuff. This dude was not behind his table once. He was in the crowd of people, talking to one person at a time, for a minimum, probably each person, probably 15 minutes, at least.
Yeah.
He spent so much time with everybody. When you walked up, he expected a hug. If you tried to half-ass the hug, he called you out on it. She got called out on it. He just wanted to know about you, what you liked. He was just a conversationalist. Like, he would ask questions. And so, little, I guess, info about us. American Gods is a show we want to watch really bad. We haven't watched it, though. We haven't watched American Gods. We watched a little bit of the 100. I'm pretty sure. So this inscription he did, we were joking around about football and soccer because he's English. And we were joking. So he actually wrote this to us, which I just think is really, really cool that he took the time to do that. Again, really, really awesome guy. Really great personality. Freaking hilarious. Just, again.
And so much energy. He was moving around so much, he was kind of sweaty.
Yeah, he was like power posing everywhere. He was jumping around.
He would like put his arm around you, and then he would take like 12 selfies with you.
Yeah.
In different poses.
That was the thing. Like, if you wanted a selfie with him, he took your camera. And there was a guy in front of us who literally probably got like 35 selfies. Not exaggerating. Ricky would grab you and kiss you on the cheek. I mean, just really.
The lipstick is on his shirt. Lipstick. It might not be anymore. He probably washed it. But it was on his shirt.
Yeah. He from hugging people, he had just ladies' makeup just on his shoulder.
Maybe not all ladies. Who knows?
Guys, he had makeup all over his shoulder. And so Kendall was kind of trying to keep her head like off of it because she didn't want to add more makeup to it. And he's like, no. And he grabs her head and he puts it down. So then he has a big old lipstick print right there.
In a beautiful shade.
Another great guy. Almost the same, not the same energy as Ricky. He was behind the table, but the same kind of conversationalist. Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron on The Walking Dead, and also played the Stonekeeper Red Skull in the Avengers movies. And so he signed it there. Again, another person who I now notice also has awareness of the way that this looks with his signature, which I think is an interesting thing to think about, that the people know, okay, if I sign here, it's going to look like this. And then he inscribed the side, a soul for a soul. Again, he was really cool. If you don't know Walking Dead, Aaron is a gay character. I am an ally. My wife is part of the community. We talked to him about his representation of the community itself, and he got very emotional about it. And then he literally started asking me about my beard and what I use. And he wasn't asking just to ask. He literally took out a notepad and started writing down things that I was saying. Again, just a really, on the same level as Ricky Whittle. It was not, once you get up there, it's not like talking to a star. He didn't act like a star at all. He acted like a dude you met on the street who you were about to go grab a drink with.
Mm-hmm.
And saving the legend, I already hinted to it, the legend for the end, Mr. Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. Now, this guy is an artist. The autographs that he was doing for people, he had 3-4 different paint pens, and he was doing these crazy switch back and forth between colors. But he did ask me what I wanted. I know he writes a lot of times. He'll write sleep kills, different things like that. But from the first movie, the iconic line, "This is God," and that's what I wanted on here. And he was very happy to oblige. He was interesting in the fact that, unlike Ricky Whittle and Ross Marquand, who were conversationalists, he reacted. So if you asked him a question, he would talk your head off. He would spend 15, 20 minutes with you, with each person in line. He would spend a ton of time talking your head off. But if you just went up there and were just like, here's my autograph, he would sign it and move on your way. But if you asked him something, he would take the time. But he didn't ask about you. He answered in full anything that you wanted to know.
Yeah, you kind of get the vibe that he is somebody who, from being in Hollywood for so long, he is full of stories. He is full of just experience that he's had and people he's met and places he's been and, things like that. And so he just lights up when you ask him a question. He's got a story for everything.
Yeah.
But you have to prompt it.
Yeah.
You have to get him to think of something to tell you. And if you don't do that, then he's like, hey, nice to meet you. Here's your autograph.
Yeah, he's like, here, what can I do for you? But if you want to know something and you ask him, it's not, you don't get any kind of sense that you're bothering him or you're asking him something stupid that he's been at. No, I mean, we're in line with hundreds of people, and not one of them did it seem like, he's got to get the same questions all the time. And I don't think that you could ever tell that he would be tired of getting the same question. He would answer you just as enthusiastically as he did the last 25 times that day that he answered it. So we had a great time in Comic-Con. We are currently making plans to go to the big Emerald City one in Seattle, which is going to be massive. I don't know that we'll do this big of a signing group again. We kind of went crazy on our first one, but it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I like to spend less time in line waiting for autographs at the next Comic-Con and more time out.
It really gives you
experiencing Comic-Con.
Really gives you an appreciation for companies like Zobi and Mintich, for the service that they bring.
Yeah.
When you're in line trying to get one for yourself.
That's true.
So, if you like this video and you want to stay tuned for eventually in March when we go to Emerald City, make sure to hit that like button for this video and then subscribe, and we'll keep you updated on it. So, have a good one.